Hi, thanks for watching. In this video, I'm going to show you all the ways that you can increase your website's ranking in search results to get onto the first page of Google, the search volume and traffic that these top sites are getting, along with the amount of new leads that would be coming directly to your business when it is ranked. So for comparison, I've taken your website along with, in this search, the first and last listing on the first page, and I put them all into this tool that I use, and it shows me all the information that Google finds when it crawls your site that it uses to determine your position in search results, and then rates its strength and trust on a scale of 1 to 100. So you can see just quickly based on some of these numbers why these websites are outranking yours, but let me go into a little bit further detail on what these numbers mean and how you can improve them. So when Google is determining in what order to rank websites for search results, it uses two different factors. The first is what's called the authority or trust that it has in your site, which basically boils down to a popularity contest. Now, this authority is gained when other websites or domains refer back to yours and then they create a link. And this acts as an endorsement that Google uses to build trust because others are vouching for you. So to give you a quick example, if the local news station did an article on their website and it said the top 10 best painters in the Jacksonville area, and in that article, the reader could click on a link and it would bring them to your website, that's considered one backlink from one referring domain. Now, backlinks can come from many different types of sites, including blogs, editorials, guest posts, press releases. However, one strong and very important type is what's called a citation. Now, a citation is any time that your name, address, and phone number appear in an online directory. Those include Yelp, Yellow Pages, Super Pages, Better Business Bureau, etc. Now, these are usually always free. It just takes some time to find them, register your business, and then input the information exactly as it's shown in Google. So you can see, looking back at these numbers, based on the amount of websites or domains that are linking back to these, why Google has created more trust and more authority and therefore ranked them higher up than yours and on the first page. And then you can also see that there's a pretty big difference between the top of the page and the bottom of the page, so there's quite a spread to get into. But there is something to note here is it's not just about the matter of the quantity of these links, it's also the quality. So certain websites are more spammy and not trustworthy, especially ones that are outside of the United States. They won't add any authority. So we need to find sites that are highly trustworthy and authoritative, but also relative to your service. So anything to do with painting, construction, home remodeling, something in that same genre. So that way that'll transfer that trust or authority through the link to your website. Now, the second factor for ranking your site is the content on your page. So as you can see here, you're only really being found for 3 keywords. So let me just use one of these competitors as an example. These are all the keywords and phrases that are being typed into Google search that are being found on this website, as well as the volume, the number of times per month they're being searched. So this is where it pays to do some research, both in your market and with the competitors, to see what the highest volume keywords are relative to the services that you offer and in the areas you service, and make sure that those are being included and then found on your page by Google. So for instance, painting Jacksonville, Florida, that's being searched 600 times a month. If you were on the first page, those 600 people will be seeing your website when they search. Now, we're very conservative, and Google Analytics says about 10% of total search volume converts into a lead for the business. So whether they're calling you directly or doing a form submit email through your website. Now, obviously, depending on the closing percentage based on people that call you and actually turn into paying jobs, and then the type of profit margin on those jobs will vary, but you can see how just the sheer volume of leads coming into the business per month can definitely add up to some revenue at the end of the year. And that's just for one keyword phrase. We then repeat that same process for all the highest volume keywords, like I said, relative to whatever services that you offer, and making sure that those are being included on your site. So that way you're getting all those leads and all that traffic directly to your business. Now, there is a formula that Google uses to find these keywords on your site. So if we go back and take a look here, I like the layout off the bat because we've got a great logo here and we've got some information that people can obviously easily click right at the top of the screen. First off, what I would suggest though is this header is rather large. So usually what we do is when people start scrolling down, this header kind of shrinks. So it's a pretty thin and it just has the buttons. So that way people can see more of the page. Then I would also suggest that nowadays a majority of people are searching on a mobile device. So what we have to do is mobile optimize your website. So any kind of call, like a phone number, Usually want that to be right at the top, so that way as soon as they get to your page, they can one click to call, meaning they push on the button on their screen, it automatically puts the phone number right into their dialer. Same thing with whether they have an email or get a free estimate. That's usually good to have it at the top of the screen so that when they load the page, it's one of the first two things that they see. Beyond that, really the only issue that I'm having here is the amount of content on the page itself. The reason that's a problem is because when Google is searching your site, it doesn't care what the layout looks like. It's just a computer, so the first thing it's going to do is come in and count all the words and text on the page. Now, it's usually looking for a minimum of about 1,500 words on a home page because it assumes that the more information you have, the more of an expert you are, and then the more likely it is to recommend you for the search results. Now, while it's counting all the words, it's also searching for all those keywords. So any of the services that you offer, and then any of the areas that you offer it in. However, this is where the number of words on the page really comes into play because you're only allowed to have one of those keywords for every 150 words of text on the page. So the more services or locations or keywords in general that you want to be found for in search means that the more content that has to be added to the page. And then additionally, in order for a keyword to be picked up, the 150 words of content supporting that have to be talking about and describing that particular keyword. So if you're talking about, say, let's just pick one here, exterior painting, you would need to have 150 words of content specifically talking about exterior painting. Same thing if you're trying to talk about a specific location, you need to be talking about services in that specific location in order for it to qualify that keyword. So how this works in search results is the first thing that you're always going to see are what we call Google ads or pay-per-click ads. These are great if you're trying to get some business right away, but they can get rather costly because every time somebody clicks on it, whether they're doing a service and booking your job or not, it's costing you money. So underneath that, this is what we call the Google Map Pack. This is a pretty important area to be into because it's always listed at the top of the page. So these three companies usually get a lot of traffic since they're right at the top. Now, it is free to be listed in here, and just in order to get your ranking up onto this front page, you need to optimize your Google Business listing or your Google Business profile. It's part of your Maps app, so you can do it right from your smartphone. You want to fill out as much information as you possibly can here. So all the services you offer, the area, even your hours of operation. Then you're allowed 750 characters for your business description. You want to use all of that, put some keywords in there as well. And then you want to be adding photos to your profile that are geolocated and tagged from within the service area, as well as posting on a profile on a regular basis because Google really rewards activity on this. Then you want to collect as many reviews as you can and get as many of those citations, your name, address, and phone number. You want to appear in more directories than anybody else on this list. So underneath that, this is what we call the organic search results. This is where the more authority or trust that Google has in your site, the higher up in the list you're going to rank. So this is where getting more of those links or referrals from other websites will help you climb and then outrank the competition. Then once your site is ranking at the top, you'll be getting all that search volume and all those leads coming directly to your business every month. Now, I hope this information was helpful and it shows you how you can scale some of your online presence, but please feel free to reach out if you have any questions or if you'd like to go into any further details. We could talk about some of your goals for the business, maybe specific services or specific areas you want to try to get some more traction into. And then we can do some research to find out what it would take for you to reach those goals. And we always appreciate at least getting some feedback as well, just to find out if information like this was useful for you. So please do let me know what you thought. I appreciate your time and look forward to speaking with you.